Okay, nti ye rap or hono. Nti lady no the no amfa or no the because of the nyame sem ne ba.
Yeah, nti amfanti dia I'm going to say the US US yeah. When I'm serious I'm in no. Until so call US.
Yeah.
Call
US now or Liberia.
Them go Liberia. Let me need a very serious part. Don't school. Call US now after 2 years. I wouldn't want to go there because a long story. And I feel SMBC and the Jaya. The Jaya no will move on. Until after we move on, later on, and it will be a SME Waleno. Because near Jai, 8 years, 6 years to 8 years.
Yeah.
Will be SME Waleno. Later on, now, if your stars or friend, say, or small man, no bam, and say, yes, you forget it. Say, nothing, a bank will be for US, in friend, yes, nothing, or sending a bank for $500 on from them. It's a banner for my agency sign. Go, madam, for one of Boafo. So, there will be what Africa, dear, no, if the American crown, you know, fair no for what dear. Yeah, I won't be able to get my agency sign and
with African.
And I feel Sanko Wadi of US Bank or by your one year. It's a 2013 traditionally, the end of her day. It's your call back near communicating. But then after 1 year, 2 years, then things started breaking apart again. No communication, sometimes 3 months, 4 months, sometimes friend communication, other things can be so discouraging, other things. It was a frustrating years, 9 good years. Later on, and I started sending message say ye jai. Misuna, I said, me judge a man for because of one, looking at this, people will mock me all those things, especially when I made judge I was still holding on. In fact, it was a frustrating time. Satan master said, me can't one day, me group in them. Coffees, no. I was so frustrated, say, me da capital so. The manager friend me. Into your banner friend into friend and son come into your office. So we done on send me that for the captain. So I say, what is wrong with you?
The embassy because that whole idea.
Now, a sense of permasem said that year June, the customers near the permasem.
A gun any.
Do you know catch or say unim? I say coffee. The whole week in Tuesday, see the whole week in coffee to cover and come by the phone. Tina was frustrated with that particular marital issue. You see, Dr. Max Monroe can send me. Say, marriage is a double-edged sword. They can make or not make you.
Yeah, indeed.
And I say, there are some people who are nothing in life. They got married and life started picking up. There are those who are also sailing smoothly in life, excelling in life. They got married and things started going downward. So you have to be very careful. And later I was frustrated. And me share a church member back with me. Now, I wasn't so serious in church. The so far Dickness, or very prayerful. And me explain or say, put it in prayer. There's nothing we can do, especially Pentecost. We don't entertain those things, divorce and all those things. So even as that, put it in praise. Until I went on my knees 7 days fasting and praise. Lock the door. See, God is a very merciful God. And bomb and catch it. I say, every mistake I've made, forgive me and give me direction because I'm frustrated. I don't know what to do in life. I'm at my wit end. So me bomb pan the 7 day no, and after me you say I say yes of my maybe and me castle die so say let it go. Then start life afresh.
Yeah.
Start life all over again. Do you want me ban so to me ban so na me find my phone and I'm sending a message on Messenger. Come out, America. Send a message to you. All that you have been saying that we can't make it. The distance, all those things stretching you. So we should drift apart. I agree to it now.
Yeah.
The captain also texting me back. I say, yeah, that would be fine for me.
Okay.
I'll come down for us to divorce. Or anything, I'll communicate with my parents so that I can divorce. And I still have the message in my phone up to now.
Wow.
Messenger. And even as that cramp, I was still holding on because my fiancé, my brooch, there, the bomb, this and that.
So US now.
Yeah,
now I am between.
Yeah.
Or Liberia, and so no. And they're now mortifying.
Mortifying.
I go do US.
Yes, sir.
Or 3 times.
Yeah, until 9 good years I was in it.
That's say, and no crime. I see, Yami, Kauna, quite be to call the uncle. Also, bet you, Annika. If you can't be over foul, because they already will treat you nature or cast what's in once and that.
Professor, now I will tell you something. And then every day, me born Yamin Pai say, you should give me the grace to remain in him until I die.
Exactly.
And then Madam for Bakukasa Ghana last time, I catch Charlie, we fought hard to get to that level.
Yes.
Dear Kasa catch Madam and said, no, that is not what I want to see. What I want to see is that the day I'm called to glory, let somebody testify that this guy, he worked with God and he served God faithfully until he died. That's what I want. That is the testimony I want, not the PhD, not the master's.
No,
not how he was in library and made it. I want people to testify that he worked with God faithfully and he died in God. That is what I want. You know. And even time crampon, I even cocache software, your district pastor him, no, say me boss or GM Bank. And I pass anyone we are no say no. I'm sure I say no, until even like better from Kanam Wassel and one of your dickness back who she put in said no, enough is enough. The man is young, 9 years. The woman said they should drift apart. So let's give the man a chance. Into even the times I saw no car was ready and I was still holding on.
So when the class chairman, you who say what?
Now I was still holding on.
And also Okofa padlock ni bi anana the reef so baby. If you on the far, play the window no with on.
No, Bema.
No akonya obi.
The later on I feel me
now that's I feel now.
Later on I feel me so my band also I'm growing maturely Christian life now that things na feel the band also because one them come district pastor so pastor. You see I'm decide fan I know so we are sure. I say okay. I feel the last straw to break the camel's back. No, was an buy of US buy. Of US buy no, me huno, me chance or san call back. And you want me
uncle more big gunewi.
Yeah, on me gun call back visit. Yeah, I was saying the I mean like I came to bury my grandmother so.
I thought I'm not copra.
No call. And you want me uncle be like bear of a bear. Gonna me paying me name catch and not sinakwesi. Enough is enough. Oban crab and I work in Granny Castle.
Corona.
On Pilgrim,
say about my corner.
And Yanko go away. Until I'm catching a person, a pastor, one of the elders.
Yeah.
And I'm Cotran and go away with the better presbytery. And area head near the Pastor enough is enough.
Yeah, because 9 years. And you have tried to sustain it.
Yeah.
I think we'll get another opportunity to go really a bit deeper into relationship bits and like you mentioned how to really sustain it because you have wealth of experience.
My family, the main one, family. The grandmother and my grandmother, my for Ghana those days. No, no, it's too, but on a Michadam Peno.
Viewers enjoy because it's informal.
But later I'm still
maybe she's the one that.
And you are so crampon who said I'm in Shadam Peno, but she hold on to it.
Yeah.
And me feel one day, or me feel a highly educated or be a deputy press secretary, president, or be a deputy minister of transport, deputy minister of commerce, a highly educated man.
Oh, like
very philosophical. None of Papa Labran was to Ghana and Jola, Labran Ghanaian background. When he ran the Abbey Cool School.
Okay.
And the part of watch him. See, you want to catch him and say, as a man, you need a woman who can listen.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need a beautiful wife. Beautiful wife is good, but first you need somebody who can listen. Who can look at you as the man and respect you as the man. You know, but Adria is not that educated. She's not that intellectual type. If you run say, but you can educate her. It's not what it is today, but what it will be tomorrow is what you have to look at. So if you run, it was like a mentor. Until you cannot there to say, you cannot there to say, no, say, George, learn from that mistake in the US. Focus on this. This girl is serious. Focus on this girl. Do I want them catch them say, I want you to go to school. If you want to stay with me, I want you to go to school. Because it's a no connection school being a your entrance exam. And I'll start to university. I have management and accounting.
It means that on one pay.
Yeah.
Also, say, okay, say, marry the woman who would listen to you.
Yeah.
And this is a woman after all the all the ups and downs. Who can't go school? This is.
I just start school.
Wow.
I just sometimes in my GM bank one that and then Bemas, I came to learn something in life through my experience. Stand for something. Bana one better and more ban who said this is what you stand for. You're a man of principles. See, I drive back and catch address.
But did she get an opportunity to come to Liberia? Or by Liberia? Yeah.
Adriana go Liberia.
Oh, okay.
Adriana auntie didn't call Liberia. And you know the auntie changed more or less and I can say, you know. Until later on the empower Adriana go back and before Togo, Nigeria cover goods near the or customers of Tudo discuss any of my business.
And it's a Tudo known to be what? Liberia.
No, Tudo Accra.
Accra or before Accra to
Accra, Nigeria, Togo.
Great, yeah.
You know, Kofanya man or call a brother for supply man for the until Adriana fe later on we back Ghana from Ghana family and I'm the family in Kasai and then we reunite the whole team. Started moving on. But then what happened is later on when I got closer to God, see, Nyankopon, the Nyame Bekano is the final thing. Now, the firstborn was Ezekiel or university, or Ghana Telecom or computer science. There was years apart. The time now, many of you have a book, now you are finding in 3 months. The 5 years at 3 months. And I want them to cross on preaching a tree. Today, I want to me pan catch a dress. See, and this is the issue. My Christian life now. Preaching at the name point, I want for us to drift apart. I don't so far say me call back view. The giant, you know, the kind of, but a very calm person, easy person. She wasn't happy, but later she said, "No, I fight for 3 months." She was for almost around 15 years ago. Time for she was about so many years, you know. Say no, I fight from say Bema ninja be wo be bre. To call hospital by one Ugandan doctor be I was Kale Hospital like Roba no say doctor and CC let me say you know pre. So me say relationship in India, but some say better get so one there. And practically that I'm not going to put my hand inside again. And I then what then till you come and change the income this and that things until say the 3 months now in front of fire phone you share your who be until say one day and a promotion of friend me. But nyame you faithful. Of friend me and a person of hospital. Or hospital I say I'm a C-section. The kind I'm catching you say doctor no nyame. Ti nyame na be decide. Ti me bas moga no me page on for miracle baby. Nti o msa na yimre no say me ba hospital na me sign. Na me say me mba. And also why na me say me mba na also o say o mba ni C-section no. Ti me mba sign na me say me mba. Na me say doctor no nyame na be decide. Ebio. Kana give me koda man na me ka say me bon pie me catch Nyankopon say we conceived this child in sin. But now this is the stage. You are merciful God, I commit everything to you. And about to be 7 o'clock, was an idea from say, why would I go into C-section? Wow. So I want to since then, we have not seen each other until now, until I went and married her by July. We have drifted apart. Great. We communicate, we have everything in common, but we just keep ourselves apart.
Which is a good decision you made. It's a good decision. Now let's Liberia. One thing that happened, I don't know. It's like Okoto so, and I said Mokoye no nebaye the Liberian war.
Okay, I forget about this thing. I just want to chip this thing.
Yeah.
When there's disappointment, setback in life, don't look at the mistakes or don't look at the setback. Look at how you can make things better out of that particular mistake. I remember when I was my first wife at that particular time, I started a master's program at Liberia. Okay. When I was we used to work at GM, group in Dumar, at least I was making money. And then we're doing public sector management at one university, one private university, Anglican University. And then I completed 1 semester. So the fees were so expensive. I was paying $1,500 per term. So the second semester was that time, my wife in the US said, okay, I want to send for you. I want you to come. I just decided to chip this thing in to tell you that don't give up in life. So I want you to come. I said, okay. Then later she said, but I cannot bankroll it alone because the process is expensive. So help me with something. So that particular second semester, the money I was supposed to pay the fees, I sent the money to her at $1,200.
So
to help with the process. And after I sent her the money, then she said, oh, everything is going smoothly, but I'm just waiting for the government's response so that you can go for a visit. I said, okay. Then after 6 months, nothing. Then I called one of our friends in the US. Then the friend said, but when you send the money, your wife said she didn't have money. So she used the money. So she has not filed, she has not started any process at all.
Wow.
So
Nifanyo,
because of sending for me, I have to drop her for go my master's at that particular time. Of course, the education in Liberia wasn't the best, but it's better to have it than not having anything at all.
Yeah.
So I dropped out completely until I came to UK and started program here. But all those things, 9 good year disappointment, sending her money, and then all those things come.
You are in Liberia sending money to somebody in the US.
Yeah, I have all the messages on my phone, messenger. Wow. I put myself together, trusted in God.
Yeah. I want to ask, I will come to the UK story and then I will link it to that. But I want us to delve a bit into the war. Did you meet it or when that's war? Now say I know say it started somewhere in 1980 something, but around 2000.
Second one, more or less, the second copy, second one or so. You two, Mr. Taylor.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, copy
I think that was around 2003. 3, 4,
yeah, 2003, 2004, 2005. Yeah, copy. So, I saw a little bit. Last time Mr. Taylor became president, Mr. Taylor became a dictator.
Okay.
And then apart from that, Mr. Taylor also decided to cut off from US and all those people. Those people are very powerful nations. If you try to step them, you put yourself in trouble. And then Liberia also
it's like that you are with them or you need to find another reliable alliance. If not,
Liberia is also described as a American fan.
Yeah, I mean, if you even look at their flag and it looks like kind of some imitation from the United States.
See, that's where the war came. Into one by Liberia, Monrovia is divided into 2. Okay.
So in Liberia, were you in Monrovia, which is their capital city?
Yeah. Monrovia is divided into 2.
Okay.
Into your Broad Street.
Okay.
Your Vi County, or more Long Bridge. Bridge because there's a river over there. St. Paul River, I forget the name. It's a Long Bridge. Into Mr. Taylor, Mr. Taylor, no crew, or more. Broad Street side, sitting inside, and then there was some tall, high-rise building over there. Mr. Taylor boys will man their machine guns over there. So if you are trying to cross the bridge, they will shell you. You cannot cross the bridge. And then the rebels too were our side, where we used to be Douala, Point Focal Junction, all those places. And so nobody could cross the bridge. But then there was a time there was this American ambassador, Bismarck Marek, a black man. He was the only person who crossed the bridge with the American Jeep Ford and with the American flag. Crossed and came to the rebel side and told the rebels that Amuru Treaty. And the rebels said then, Amuru Treaty Koi. Until in fact the war became very difficult because now rebels were armed. Now Bakusu is south back.
Yeah. You have lived there, so what actually triggered the war?
First one that triggered war first in 1989 they didn't mean it. But what happens I heard and say there was a native who came and overthrew the American Liberia group who had been ruling the country for more than 100 years because they had this True Party. True Party was the longest ruling party in Africa so far. They ruled Liberia for more than 100 years. 1847, 1847 when Liberia gained independent to 1981. When Doe came, and then Doe overthrew Tolbert. And then Master Sergeant. They started ruling Liberia. But then there was this split between Doe and Kuanku and other people. And then they started killing some tribes. And Doe also became a dictator. There was this election rigging in 1986. See, there was a man called Jackson F. Doe. They rigged the election. So those Liberian elite in the US, they won and then they formed this rebel alliance against.
So they were financing.
Financing Ellen Johnson, Sirleaf, other people.
Yeah.
And then they brought Mr. Taylor. Mr. Taylor was in jail in US at that particular time. And they used to have this.
So the former president, the woman, Ellen Johnson, she was aligned to Mr. Taylor.
Yeah, they sponsored the war. Harry Graves,
Okay.
Baron Tarr, Amos Sawyer, all those big Liberian guys in the US. So there was some support from abroad. So they sponsored Mr. Taylor along with one of the generals,
just to get rid of the American
yeah,
establishment.
Prince Johnson.
Yeah, and now Taylor comes on and tries to.
Yeah, so Taylor came and then Taylor became a dictator. Because the idea was to overthrow Doe and then they will have an election.
Yeah.
And then Taylor came and then Taylor decided
He saw that power suite.
Yeah, and he became a dictator. He drove all those his friends exile. So they want to also form another rebel against Taylor.
Okay, and that's what.
Taylor. So that's what they got rid of Taylor. Taylor left Liberia 2003. 2005, is it 2003? Yeah, 2003. I went to Nigeria in exile. So there was model from Guinea side. Then there was led from Guinea side. There was model from Ivory Coast side, because Taylor's hand was all over in Sierra Leone, Ivory Coast War, Guinea War. So he became enemies to all those neighboring countries. So they decided to sponsor those rebels against Mr. Taylor.
So let's look at your experience of the war, the one that you met, the 2003, 4, 5 one. How was it like?
It was a terrible experience. Just God. Everything.
At that time, you wish Charlie come Ghana.
Yeah, at that time, Mr. Kufuor's time, President Kufuor's time, I'm the ship of Liberia. Mr. Satani, our ambassador, I'm when we also be.
And I think Kufuor was either the AU or ECOWAS, one of them, chairman.
And Ghana tried, but Ghana the ship of us on for Ghana, but ship no, but ship no swap. In Crawford, among for crack, ship, Mujam, backs in the idea. In fact, it was it was a terrible something. Ghana ship no on the background, for Ghana for.
I don't want for me.
Now, but to get inside the ship and say it wasn't even easy.
Wow.
My small boy beyond any mammy neko. Or rush ship, no mammy to me, ship. What ship next on a Ghana for doors, Liberia have over more than 50,000 Ghanaians. Now I'm going for ship small and we buy. Until now, I bear
plain summa.
The plain summa. Until Ghana for P, into buying the day, you just have to go home and then you just leave your faith with God. What will happen to you?
What were the rebels doing? Is it that? So Taylor was for the government, and so he had the military and the police, and the rebels had their own
militia group.
Yeah. Were they just attacking people?
No, LURD, Liberia United for Reconciliation and Democracy. LURD was, led by Sekou Kone, and then General Sheriff. They wasn't just attacking people anyhow, they was only attacking themselves. In fact, they were a bit disciplined if you compare them.
Okay.
I did political science and I've read about most rebel groups in Africa, UNITA, Congo, other countries, most of the countries around the world. And then LURD, one of the disciplined rebel groups. If you compare them with other savage rebel groups now around the continent. So their aim was to overthrow Mr. Taylor. And then along the line, with the support of other countries, and then the way the country was being destroyed. So Mr. Taylor agreed to leave. So Mr. Taylor knew that his back was against the wall. And then the last thing was Mr. Bush. I remember Mr. Bush made a comment. Mr. Bush said, Mr. Taylor should leave. And Taylor said, Mr. Bush said I should leave. So I will leave. Then Mr. Bush came back and said, when I say now, I mean now. Mr. Taylor should leave now. Then Dr. Rice Condoleezza, was Secretary of State at the time, Condoleezza also came up and said, the President wants Mr. Taylor to leave now. Mr. Taylor should leave now. When we say now, we mean now. So Mr. Bush came to African tour. Went to African tour, then Mr. Bush went to Uganda. Now this VOA correspondent called Vincent McCauley. He had an interview with Mr. Bush. Then I remember this interesting question. He said, if Mr. Taylor failed to leave, what will you do? Are you going to attack Mr. Taylor like what you did to Saddam Hussein? So Jagby said, no. I'm very optimistic. I said, man, I'm an optimist. That anything I say is going to work. Mr. Taylor knows who I am and Mr. Taylor is going to leave. He's a very smart man, so he wouldn't take my word for granted. So the pressure was on Mr. Taylor. So that our US2 has sent 2 ships to Liberia with helicopters, with Marines. So in fact, I'm telling you that he's back against the wall, so he has to just have to leave.
options there.
So he left.
So your friends, those 3 friends that you went to Liberia with, are they all alive?
Yeah, they are alive. I just have to be. I wouldn't see it, but I'm grateful to God. I don't have 1 million, I don't have millions, but I'm grateful to God because when I went to Ghana, one of them the last time, we were just operating this lotto booths. And then later on, I used to work at GM. I remember I used to fly to Ghana with Kenya Airways most of the time, buying tickets, $700 going to Ghana for days or so. My children to Ghana to that use school. Of course, I didn't have much, but I was grateful to God.
Did you at a point feared that at this point I'm going to die in Liberia?
Yeah, during the war. I remember this my wife at US at that time. She was my fiancée at that particular time. So this where we became sitting there and I asked the girl to go and cook for them. And she said it was late.
So they just came to your room?
Yeah, they just came because that time the rebels have taken over the whole place at Douala.
Okay, so that side of the city that you were and that where they have taken.
Small boys, 16 years, 20 something. So they just came and they said, oh, this bright girl, go and cook for this young girl, this fair in complexion.
And you could see just small girls,
yes.
But holding guns.
Yeah, holding guns. Go and cook for us. Until time
wow.
Tinana, share that back. Don't share that back no Biani, or then I done for confident Manda. Or you more library, Miss of couple of here. And I'm with Johnny because another man me fee and you're far from where we live. No Johnny Coy. The Johnny Coy and a rebel and some Bible. 2 boys. The back on the side Bible, we say again working. Let me see me who here. And to because I'm who say, Member Nation to be coming, let me say me who here. And you want to see me solid, you know, solid, you know. Oh, no, fireman now. Fire me bullet now. And I feel 20 seems to say. 20 seems to say, if I don't get a girl, I will kill you. And so I come to you for Kuma, nothing will come out of it.
Yeah, because nobody.
Yeah, lawlessness, impunity was order of the day. Until 20 seems to say, and I'm back for back car by or saying, I leave that foolish man, and I'm getting some of the guests, leave the foolish man, let's go. That's what they did.
Wow. And Chebiana, yeah, in common. So, then I feel the UK babe.
UK no all along no. Me ka say me ko Ghana one time. Me ko Ghana me father who need to pass at least the way I've been able to transform myself. Can't say my school. I say, but how did you manage? You left, you didn't have a secondary education. How did you manage? So this. So also. Do not say, but try and further your education. Do you have anything in mind? You see, I have a life in the US, so I'm trying to. And later now, everything just meant that relationship just hit that part. But then I still had the mind say I want to get a higher education. Until later now, I wanted to go to Kenya. I started inquiring for GMPA.